Hi friends, how are you? I hope that you're really well. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I make lots of theatre related videos. I'm an actress, so I talk about life as an actress. I'm a fan of musical theatre, so I talk about that a lot. And I just make random crap videos as well. So you should definitely subscribe for more. I have always dealt with confidence issues. When I was in training, the major feedback that I would get from literally everybody was that I needed more confidence and it was the real thing holding me back. And I think in maybe the last year or so, maybe at least 6 months, I feel like I've really improved on my confidence issues and more kind of self-assured in my work. And I thought I would share some of the things that I've learned over the years and the things in the last 6 months that have really helped me. Okay, so the first thing that I think really helps me with my confidence is picking material that I'm super comfortable with. So this is, for example, if you're going to an audition or you're going in for a talent show or performing in a concert, anything like that. It's about picking material that you know really suits you and that you're going to enjoy performing as well. The thing is, if you pick something that's like super high and your voice can get there on some days but not all the time and you're like a bit nervous about it, because if you're nervous about, am I going to be able to hit this note, then you're probably going to work up extra nerves as well and your confidence is really going to dip. If you pick something where your characterization is something that's not comfortable for you to act. I've spoken before about picking things like if you're not very comfortable being crazily overtly sexual in a song, don't pick something like that. If you're not comfortable with like being girly and princessy, or if you're not comfortable being like super macho, then don't pick those kinds of songs, because even though you think, well, I'm able to act it, if you're not 100% sure that it is what you're comfortable with, then it's just not going to work out for you. So I would suggest picking stuff that you are super comfortable singing, something that you can sing on a really bad day or a really good day. Something that's going to sound great whatever you're doing, and something that you're just enjoying. Now this sounds like a super obvious one, but it's about practicing at home and allowing yourself to make mistakes before you take them into the audition room or a class where you're going to perform in front of other pupils or your peers or whatever. Like for example, when I was in my training, we would have something called musical theatre for actors. We'd take in a song each week. So I would try to really practice the song, obviously get the words and notes down, but then I would try to experiment with it at home on my own in like a safe space. Class is a safe space, but if you have nerves already, or you know, just being in front of a small group of people who are your peers can be quite daunting sometimes. I would try different things out at home. In that class, we would be asked to do really weird things. You'd be asked to like perform the song whilst you're running. You'd be asked to do it with somebody else. You'd be asked to do it like in a different accent, or you know, they just throw it at you, and it can be like that in auditions as well. So if you are super duper confident with your material and you're practicing at home, it just makes it a lot easier to then experiment in front of others and to just feel comfortable with that and know that whatever they ask you, you're really secure on your material, and that will just make you more confident. So my next one is to wear something that makes you feel comfortable. Now this is difficult if you're given a costume. Obviously, when you're given a costume, there's only so much you're able to do with it. You have to wear your costume as is. You can do things that make you feel more comfortable. For example, if you're wearing something super tight, you know, picking the right underwear can make you feel really confident. Like a really supportive bra or like some really like big pants that will just make you feel more confident. It's those tiny little things that will make you feel better. I was in a production of Guys and Dolls where I had to wear a bright electric blue leotard, and I tell you, it showed sweat patches like no other. So what I did was I got some toilet roll and I folded it up and I like put it underneath the armpits, and this is like so TMI and I'm sorry, but I did that and you couldn't see it in the costume, you couldn't see it from the stage, you couldn't see it super up close, but it just made me feel comfortable. And then it like obviously got rid of the sweat patches, which was great. And I thought I was very smart at the time, I have to say. It's things like that, making the tiny decisions that will make you feel more confident on stage. And then if it's something like a dance class, if you're not really comfortable with being in like a skimpy leotard and skimpy tights, for me personally, what I do, if I have to be in that situation, I have a leotard that has like a little skirt on it. I'll show a picture of it here. I've got like some really thick pink tights, so if I do ever have to go to a ballet class, pray to God I never have to go to one again, but if I did, I have this ready and I have worn it for auditions and dance classes before, and it's just what makes me feel more comfortable being in kind of such a bare outfit. Another thing that I think that really helps with confidence is personally when I'm on a stage and I'm in character and you know the lights are down and I can't really see faces in the audience, even if I can can see faces. I'm able to kind of separate myself when I'm in full character, in costume and everything like that. And I don't really have that much stage anxiety or stage fright. It's where I feel most comfortable, it's where I feel most happy and most relaxed. That's like its whole other thing. But for me personally, if I go into an audition or I'm performing in a very small group or like in a class setting or whatever, I can find it a bit daunting when you don't have a costume to hide behind and, you know, you don't have a month of rehearsals, for example, to have got you to that point. You have to kind of go in there cold. There's a couple of things that I do that make me just feel a little bit more comfortable. So the first thing that I do is I have like an eye line level. So for example, if I'm performing and there's people sat down on a panel or in class or whatever, I will perform to just above their heads. So it's a pretty good eye level. They can still see everything clearly, but it's not too high so that they're just seeing my chin. It's not super low, so they're not seeing the top of my head. It's like a nice in-between place, but it's not directly in their eyes, because if you have eye contact with somebody on an audition panel, some of them can enjoy it, but I think the majority of people are a bit like, please stop staring at me, because it then feels awkward to break that eye contact. I would suggest to just leave it up at the top unless they specifically say, please will you do it to this man here, and then you have to sing it to that person. But that's a different story. Another thing is, this is just like an acting thing that I do. When I'm singing a song in an audition, I kind of, or even in performance really, I have these kind of imaginary screens in front of my head and I'm imagining the scenarios that I'm talking about. It helps me contextualize the performance and the story when I don't have the costume and the set and the backstory that everybody else has already seen. It helps me get into it immediately and it helps me kind of convey storytelling a little bit easier. And it also gives me something to focus on that's not, oh my god, somebody's staring at me really close and they can see everything I'm doing and they're pulling me apart. I'm not able to focus on that because I'm focusing on the screens that I'm seeing in front of my eyes. I don't know if I've explained that well at all, but it makes a lot of sense to me. And also, another thing that I do if I'm doing a show or whatever is I kind of build the character on me. The more that I'm in character, the less I'm Amy and the less I'm able to kind of succumb to nerves and the more confident I can be. I start with my feet. I'm like, how is my character walking? Where is their energy, you know, on their feet? Are they a front-facing walker? Are they a bit slouchy? Where kind of are they based? And I kind of start with my feet and then I add it on top and then I'll, you know, really get into the mind space of them. Like, where have they been before this? What do they think about this? What do they think about this? What do they think about the room? How would they walk into the room? What's their confidence like? It's these kinds of things that obviously go into your acting anyway, but it's adding on before go forward to do the performance so that I'm able to just kind of enjoy the performance and do my best work and be more confident. I think the more that you're able to truly give everything that you have to the performance, the less you're in your head thinking about the fact that people are going to be looking at you and people are going to hear you. You tell the story with the emotion and the music and the lyrics, whether it be in a dance or a monologue or a song, whatever it is. It's not about I'm going to go up there and sing a song. It's I'm going to be that character and I'm going to tell my story. And I think that's where I get my confidence from personally. I switch it onto the character rather than letting myself get in my own head. Another thing I would say is to put yourself out there. And this is the thing that really in like the last 6 months has really helped my confidence personally. I've always been a pretty self-conscious person, quite nervous. I'm an extrovert, but I'm also still quite insecure and not generally a confident person. It kind of takes me a lot to work up to it. But you know what? Putting myself out there on YouTube has helped me in a huge way. And I would really suggest absolutely everybody, whether it be put it online or go to an open mic or go to a karaoke bar, just put what you're doing out there for people. Yes, you will probably end up with some bad comments, you know, I definitely have my fair share of them, but I also have a lot of people who say really great things to me, and that has really helped my confidence and made me just feel like a more confident person in performing and just in life in general. Also, I've learned a lot from putting stuff on YouTube. People have given me critiques. Some of them I'm just like, are you kidding me? But to be fair, a lot of them I think, well, yeah, that hadn't kind of crossed my mind that I do that. And every time I get one of those comments, I really try to work on it. I do think it's made me a better performer. So I would always suggest, you know, putting something out there. You probably will get somebody who will say something nasty, but for every nasty person, there's like 10 people who are going to say something lovely. You know, put that out there. And for me personally, that's really helped. So I would always tell absolutely anybody to go ahead and do that as well. You know, I was so nervous when I put up my first cover. I must have recorded it about 50 times. And honestly, I'm so glad I did. yeah. And then the last thing I would say is to remember why you're doing this. I think the excitement and the love of performing should really give you the confidence to go out there and shine. I think that sometimes we can forget why we're doing it. You know, you want to perform, it's what you love most, but you go into an audition and you think, why am I putting myself through this? And oh God, it's gonna be so bad and I'm gonna crack on that note and everyone's gonna stare at me and they'll think I'm too fat or too ugly or too whatever. And I think if you really let yourself sit there and remember why you love performing, take the opportunity of an audition or a class rehearsal or an open mic or a concert or whatever, if you take that as an opportunity to shine and to share your love and to treat people to your gift and your talent, then you will be more confident. If you take it as an empowerment rather than something to be afraid of, then you will feel empowered and you will feel confident and you will do better. If you're a person who shakes, for example, I can be a bit of a shaker. If I'm nervous, you know, I get kind of wibbly legs, but I've really learnt over the time to focus that energy into driving my performance. The shakes and things that I get, I don't allow them to rule my performance. I say, right there, how are we gonna fix this? I don't think that made any sense. But anyway, I really do hope that this helped at least one person. These are just things that I've kind of picked up over the years and they really do help me in my confidence. I hope that they help you as well. I'm so proud of you all for performing and for following your dreams, and you just have to remember how amazing you are, that you are going for this, and I think you're amazing, basically. I love you loads. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my video and I will speak to you soon. I love you lots. Bye.